Hello, let's talk about how to make your drawing look 3D. And first things first, let's understand what it means. So there is 2D. Let me change my brush. We have 2D and 3D. And the D here stands for dimension. And dimension means a given aspect of a thing, an aspect of a thing. So can there be one dimension? It's hard. It will just be everything exists in a line. So let's put it that way. Everything exists in a line. Just one aspect. Then we have 2 dimension. And 2 dimension, things exist, best way to put it, in shapes. So it's not 3D. Things exist in shapes, flat, front, back, 2 dimension. But now 3 dimension, things now exist in 3D in cubes. So a box, a square shape becomes a cube. It's now 3D existing in our world. 4D, I think things go through stuff like that. So this is 3D. Things now start kind of getting shapes. Form enters the picture. We get shadow. So that is what 3D. Now the box is in the air. That's what I was trying to do. So that is what it means. 2D, 2 dimension, 2 dimensional, 3D, 3 dimensional, 3 dimensional. So now, to make your drawing look 3D is to make it realistic, make it alive. And how do we do that? How do we make our drawing look 3D when we are working on a 2D surface? The tablet I'm drawing on is flat. If you are drawing on paper, it's flat. If you are painting on a canvas, it's still flat. So how do we make it 3D? Now if you look, I have a reference here, this here, and we are going to be drawing it. It's going to be a full painting. You are going to see everything as I explain it. So first things first, we have our reference. And what I always tell you guys when we draw, I say start with lines. So it's like 1D, but this is not necessarily the idea behind it. Lines here go more on points more on gesture. So go with lines first, then shape. Shape comes from it's not full structure, but it's measurement. Helps with measurement. Measurements come into play also. Then lastly, sphere or 3D. Let's say 3 dimension, which is cubes turned to sphere. So these the parts we go lines, shapes, and then it helps us to get to 3D. So now let's work on our reference so you see how I approach it. So first thing, I start with the lines. and it's just a basic just something. It's an apple, so there's no much thing here to fill. Then next immediately shape, because this shape. And notice the way I work, I'm not focusing on any individual thing now. I'm focusing on the shape, trying to get the shape. My lines are not clean. We are going to be painting it, so it's not too important to have clean lines. I'm not trying to create an illustration or digital art. So just using my hand-eye coordination to get things down, fill the forms. So once I have the basic things I need, still looking at the shape, feeling how the form comes down, and this point we have our shadow. And most of these things I'm still going to go over them. Feel this. So now I have the basic sketch. So we have covered lines and shape. So the 2D part of the painting is done, and of the art. So this is the same thing I talk about. You have to go from 2D to 3D. Very important you go through this process if you want to create if you want to make your work look 3D. So we have our art now. Now I'm going to I've created another layer. That is what I just did here, and I'm going to paint on top of the lines. So I'm going to go to paint, and I'm going to pick. Normally I don't really care about the specific brush. I just need something that spits out nice colors. I think things not getting bigger. I want something that can get bigger. Good. So now I have a brush. Let me clear it. So first thing I do, painting is still like drawing, though we are not going fully on what painting is, but I'm giving you tips on how you can make your drawing look 3D. So these are the things you consider. You consider the shadows, you consider light. The only thing that makes a drawing to read 3D is the effects of light on that drawing. Without light or shadow, if I take out the shadow from this point, I'm going to give you a full painting, but I want to make you understand something. What makes a drawing look 3D is not color, is light, and you don't need color to show light. That is why you can see we can make drawings that show. Let me quickly do that here. We can make drawings like this that show light and shadow, like what I was doing earlier. I can come in here and see the shadow. We have our occlusion shadow here, the darkest point. You can see there is a creation of core shadow at this point. This is what I'm talking about here. If you look, you see it. This core shadow being created here. So the same thing. It's showing the presence of light in your art. That is what creates 3D. Not color you use, not pigment, not stuff like that. It's these little things. So take note of them. They are really important. So this core shadow, occlusion, get our half tones here, but this is not skin, so but you still see the same thing all over here. So let's go back to our drawing. So all these are in shadow. So if I'm painting, I know I'll put this, make this a little bit darker, but it won't be darker than the occlusion. And then if I come in with light, we have light here. We have light hitting this top side. So light will definitely be on this side also. And from that, you already see the apple is already reading. This is not in the drawing, but I can add light here also. Feel it hit this down. Now style is entering into the drawing, so you have to be aware of that. But this already looks is already 3D, because we can see the shadow, we can see light. It's already 3D. But now let me give you a demo using paint. Now still painting on top, and let's go back to paint brush we used. Okay, flat oil, and then I'm coming in now. It's a white background, so I can just rough this in and say, since it's a white background, just feel this, so you see it's a white background. And then we come in now, and you see I start feeling the colors. That point I told you was the occlusion, the core shadow rather. I'm pushing it now, feeling how it goes back there, and you see shadow in this top side also. But one thing you need to understand here now, what's happening here is colors coming into play also, and these are painting stuff, so I won't go much into it so I don't confuse you. It's like shadow hitting a particular color, and dialing that color down, and close to that color you still have the dye down color is actually close to a color that is close to dye down color. It might be confusing for you. It's like, let's say I cover my face now. This color you see underneath my eyes, it might be hard for you to see this. So the color here underneath my eyes is an actual color, so it can be close to the actual color. That is what's happening here. This is core shadow. This you see here, core shadow. This isn't core shadow. This is actual color, but it's similar colors. They are close to each other and have similar colors, but it's different thing happening to them. You can see it's obvious these points have light, since our light source is coming from this point. It's coming from this point, so definitely here has light also. Going down, there is still light in this part, but the color affects the form. So let's go back to our painting. So that is what you see me doing here, but still pay respect to the core shadow. Feel that form. So what will I do next? I'm going to come in here, and I can see, I'm going to light this up a little bit. You can see how that skin feels being closed. I'm still going in with more colors, and this is how I paint. So you are getting a free preview. All those paintings you have seen me create, this is exactly how I created them. I'm pushing in now. I'm not worried about strong details now. I'm thinking of overall shape. I'm going to come here and make that change. As I'm painting now, I'm still thinking in 3D. But thinking in 3D, as I said earlier, is just keeping the whole the fundamental in mind. So as I'm painting now, I'm still thinking. You see me talking, and I'm saying the core shadow and those other stuff. So I'm still thinking about them. Feel this back side. Can come in here. This will just be a placeholder for the light. I'm not saying it's the actual color I'm going to use for the light, but I can do placeholders now for the light. Feel how it wraps around. We come down for the stick here. Just push it out. On the tip, I'm going to do this and add a dark here. And then I'm going to go back to my painting, come back here and start going over little details. Feel the form coming top. Let's come down here and the shadow. You see the shadow, the color I just dropped there in the shadow. Look at how red it is. Why? It might be hard for you to see it here, but this shadow you see is influenced. It's red. If we zoom in, it's hard to zoom in. Okay, let me zoom in so you see it. I hope you can see it's red from this point right now. This point here, you can see the shadow is red. So I'm thinking about that also. This is why I told you guys about fundamental. So I know because of the background, we have a white background, so definitely it's going to affect it. So I'm adding red now. As the shadow goes back, air enters into it and it dies down, so the red becomes a little bit stronger. And I'm not mixing anything. Let's start mixing a little bit so you see, you start enjoying it. Start feeling the form. Let me make this bigger. Let's zoom out so I can really see. And mixing these colors also. Placeholders. This is what I call placeholders. There's no much difference to me between this phase now and sketching. Normally when I paint, these days when I paint, I do add a little gesture drawing underneath, but it still acts as placeholders for the stuff I'm doing. So inside this point will be green, as you can see in the reference. So still feeling the form, and slowly, we're not there yet, but slowly you start seeing the points, the apple pop out from the background. We're not there yet, but slowly you start seeing it. can push this a little bit. So what will I do now? Now I still continue pushing. What I'm doing with the paint is still capturing bigger shapes. So like I said, inside here will be green. So I'm going to come down a little bit, darken this a little bit. So I want to push it down. Fill top. Fill this point. That's not the color I wanted. Okay, that is better. Fill that up. And painting, don't rush when you paint. The only reason you see me doing this, being a little bit fast, is because of you guys. When I paint, I always say this, I paint really slow. Fill that point. You can see there are some strong colors there. And you can see if I miss something, if I take a color and I notice it's not the right color, I change it. Be intentional with what you do. Don't just leave it to chance. I'm going to come in with this. Fill the sides. Fill these points. Now, paying attention to little things. If you blur your eye, if you close your eyes a little bit, you notice the color I'm adding in this point now. The color I'm adding here. If you blur your eye, you see the groupings. So you can do that so you can see it. I don't blur my eye that much. Most of the time when I paint, I leave the painting for a little while. I go do something else. Come back to see what I've been working on and see my progress. I really wanted to do this demo for you guys so you see how I work. It's not like a mystery. So I'm looking at the point where this shadow starts from. That is what I'm looking at. I think I can have a good point here. Feel those push in. It's pushing in. Look at that white. Close. And this is one of the beauties of painting. As you continue painting, you start seeing new things. Fill that form. Push. Push. You continue pushing those forms. I can come in with this and start rubbing things in. Feel how that form turns. Feel that shadow. And now I'm pushing this point out. That is measurement, because I'm looking at the reference and I'm noticing it. So if you look here also, you'll notice what I said about the shadow getting soft. I'm softening the shadows as we leave those points. Soften. Softening it. Then I'm going to push this red out. Same way I'm doing this. I'm still pushing. So we are covering the sketch now. Pushing the sketch out. I hope you can see it. At this point now, that's completely popped out from the background. You can see how it's looking 3D. So I hope you've learned something from this section. So now you see how the same sketch is where we started from, and this is where we are now. So it's not rocket science, it's a simple thing. How do you get your art to look 3D? You need to understand light and shadow. It's just 3D is just three-dimensional. It's light, showing that form is in our space. And how do we see reality with our eyes? We see light affect a form, and anything we see with our eyes is lit. Simple as that. If a thing is not lit, it will be dark. It will be in shadow. It will be completely dark. So even at night, things we see, they are lit. They have to be a light source. If it's not sun, it's moon. If it's not moon, artificial lights. Lights we have today, candles, whatever. But if there is an absence of light, then that given figure of form won't be seen. So I hope you understand what you're saying. So I'm going to finish this painting. I'll show you the reference still in this video. I'm going to finish it, speed it up so you see everything. I hope you've learned something. So let me finish up the painting, because it might take a little bit of time and I might rest a little bit and continue the drawing. I hope you've learned something from this one, and let's continue the painting. So I'm going to end the painting here, and you can see the progress. I can still push the painting forward, but that is not the focus of this video. I was just showing you how to turn your drawing to make your drawing look 3D, and you saw the process. So the same thing still apply when you paint. So you can see this reads too as an apple, and this also reads also as an apple. So I hope you learned something from this one. If you have any question, drop it in the comment box. I'll reach out and give you a feedback, respond. And if you like the video, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you want to see more videos on arts, digital painting and animation. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.